Have the devs truly listened? Well, yes, but I'll get to that. Let me explain first. I was browsing the good old World Wide Web to see what the latest, most nuclear gacha news was, and it so happened that I heard whispers of a rumor. I'm like Lord Varys from Game of Thrones with his information network full of little birds, except for the eunuch part and all the pretty terrible stuff that happens in Game of Thrones, of course. But why is this important? Well, I wanted to talk about Changli. Yes, one of the characters releasing in version 1.2, this Genos looking dude over here. The rumor that I stumbled upon said that we might be getting him for free. Yes, a free limited 5-star in my gacha game in this economy. Now obviously, as rational and sound-minded human beings, we need to take these rumors with a grain of salt. Until Kuro themselves announces or confirms anything, we need to do our own part and not buy into these rumors too much. We obviously don't want to be setting ourselves up for disappointment if the rumor turns out to be false, right? So in light of me saying that, I will be buying into the rumors because I really want to talk about what a free Changli Yao could mean for both our player to developer relationship with Kuro Games, as well as what that could possibly hint at for the direction that Kuro wants to take this game, and maybe what they might have planned for Wuthering Waves. Before we begin though, if you want to see more Wuthering Waves content like this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I plan to upload Wuthering Waves and other gacha content every single week, so be sure to stay up to date and let's hit our first major checkpoint of 250 subs together. Now without further ado, let's get on with the video. So the first thing I want to do is pose a question to all of you. Have the devs listened? And what I really mean by this is, do you guys think that Kuro Games has been earnest, responsive, and precise in their changes and fixes they've been making to the game since launch? Be sure to let me know down in the comments your answer to that question. As we all know, Wuthering Waves' launch was not pretty. Tons of performance issues making it difficult to even get into the game, and even if you were able to get in, there was no guarantee that it runs smoothly after that. For some of you, it felt more like a PowerPoint slideshow than an actual game. A massive mistranslation error of Jian's signature weapon that then led to a controversy surrounding leaked email addresses. Suffice it to say, it was about as rocky of a launch as it could have gone, and unsurprisingly, Kuro Games had to do a lot to stop the bleeding and make sure people just didn't quit the game en masse. So we didn't just get a ton of free pulls and free stuff, but a free standard 5-star ticket, meaning most players could have started the game with 3 5-stars within a week of playing through the beginner banner, the novice banner, and the 5-star ticket that they gave us. But the thing is, because of the fact that these free pulls and free 5-stars were given out amidst an extremely disastrous situation, it was pretty obvious that these freebies aren't the same case as it is in other gacha games. In most other gacha games, they're taken and delivered more as a celebration of major milestones in the game, while in Wuthering Waves, it's very clear that these were band-aid fixes, last-minute preventative measures, and compensation to get us to not quit the game just yet. The point I'm trying to make is, timing and context of the freebies really matter. So fast forward to the present day, I think it's pretty hard to deny that the game has improved a lot since then, and is improving steadily over time. Kuro has been implementing so many hotfixes and changes that I've basically had to restart the game to update almost every other day, and the fixes are being widely noticed. Loading screens are much faster and smoother, the lag isn't a nightmare, massive quality of life changes letting us synthesize tuners, changes to make our dailies faster and smoother, and improving our tools to make exploration and questing much easier. A lot of people would say that the version 1.1 update was how the game should have been released in the first place. Obviously the game isn't perfect, there's still a bunch of stuff they need to add, like better controller support, fixing the camera and targeting issues, and tuning the stamina system by either lowering stamina costs across the board or introducing a stamina overflow system like in HSR. But the point is, with how much the game has improved and is in a much more playable state both performance and content wise, the context and timing that Wuthering Waves is in right now makes me think that a free Changli Yao in 1.2 would be much closer to an act of generosity than at the very least an act of desperation and compensation. And when we put together all the freebies, all the fixes, all the developer logs, announcing a free limited 5-star alongside all the changes and things they have planned for the 1.2 update would do wonders for Kuro Games' PR. Long story short, it would really boost their image in the community's eyes as the developer that's actually listening to its audience, open about the things the game needs to fix, sincere in responding to their players' concerns, and prompt to address and fix relevant issues. And this is extremely huge because it says a lot of things to players like us. For one, it says that at the very least, our concerns will not fall on deaf ears, and that they're responsive to feedback and constructive criticism. And the other big thing is at a very surface level, they're more willing to listen and give back to their player base than their other gacha competitors. A free changli would already make them much more generous than Genshin Impact if we're going strictly by freebie standards, but maybe not to the same degree of generosity as games like their other game Punishing Grey Raven, where they give us ways to obtain free 5 stars seemingly every couple patches. But only time will tell on that one though. We'll have to see what they cook up for the half year and 1 year anniversaries. But before you guys jump into the comments calling me a Kuro shill and a secret agent sent to destroy all MiHoYo games, let's back up a little bit. Even though I did say that a free changli right now would be a massive PR boost and an act of generosity from Kuro Games, we also have to ask ourselves if there's anything that we haven't realized yet. These are gacha companies after all. The primary goal of their business model is to increase their player base and make more money every month. There's usually something in everything they're doing that supports this business strategy. Like I said before, context and timing really matters. So now why would changli be the character that's given out for free? What's the bigger plan that Kuro Games is cooking up that will require them to give out a changli for free? Well, I think the answer to that very question lies in this picture right here. So what is this picture? Let me break it down. This is a post from Chinese social media announcing the lineup for the upcoming China Joy Expo. For those who don't know what China Joy is, it is the largest gaming and digital entertainment exhibition in all of China and East Asia. And in that little corner down in the bottom right, we see good old Wuthering Waves. Now, why would Wuthering Waves be featured on a post like this? Especially one that has PlayStation plastered all over the picture and was posted by PlayStation's official social media account. For some of you watching, you might have already connected the dots, but for the rest of you, don't worry. The light bulb will appear over your head soon enough. When we put all of these things together, what I think is going to happen is that between July 26 and July 29, when the China Joy exhibition is happening, Wuthering Waves will announce its official PlayStation release. And to celebrate its PlayStation release, drive up the engagement within the gaming and gacha game communities, and to incentivize some of that PlayStation audience to get into Wuthering Waves, they will announce, drumroll, a free changli. Yes, that way, anyone that's jumping into Wuthering Waves in 1.2 will get just about as good of a new player experience as you could possibly get. New players would not only have 3 standard 5 stars, all the free pools we got on launch, a free limited 5-star character with a pretty cool design, but also a ton of story, exploration, and combat content to sink their teeth into. If things really play out this way, it would be an incredibly smart business decision by Kuro Games because everyone benefits from them improving their marketability of Wuthering Waves. They'll bring in a new influx of players from the PlayStation side. It'll drive up a lot of engagement with the game, discussions within the community, and general sentiment towards the developers. And no matter how content rich or dry the patch ends up being, everyone would at least get to join in on the fun because everyone will get a new shiny toy to play around with. As much as I would love for Kuro to be as unconditionally generous with giving out free 5 stars in Wuthering Waves as they are with Punishing Grey Raven, the way I see it, it's very likely that these free 5 stars serve alongside a much bigger strategy for their game's marketability. We saw it happen with Genshin Impact with the free Aloy to go alongside the PlayStation release, even though, let's be real, Aloy can't really compare with these other examples. We saw it happen with HSR giving out a free Dr. Ratio after winning the Game Awards and driving up the game's engagement right before the new region dropped, and we're likely going to see it happen again with Wuthering Waves. But that's going to do it for this video. These are just some of my thoughts and insights given the amount of information that's laid out in front of me. Obviously, if Kuro Games doesn't announce anything like this at the upcoming China Joy exhibition, then this video would be considered pretty null and void. But I think no matter the outcome, this video was an interesting thought experiment into the things that these different gacha companies do to improve the marketability of their game within the gacha space and bolster player sentiment and their image, and why the timing and context for a lot of these big game decisions can really affect how we the community receives and feels about it. Let me know down in the comments what you think though. Do you think there's any truth or validity to what I said about the Changli rumor and it being tied to a potential PlayStation release? How excited would you be for a free Changli? And what else do you think Kuro might announce to celebrate a potential PlayStation release? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. Once again, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!